What's up, Lantern fans? It's the Emerald Enthusiast back with another Green Lantern collectible review. This time, I'll be looking at the DC Direct Blackest Night Series 6 figure of Blue Lantern Flash. The figure comes in clamshell packaging. It is very sturdy. The figure base is located behind the figure, and the personal power battery is positioned off to the side. On the back, we get brief character descriptions of the figures that are available in this wave. I'll put flashes right up at the end of the video if you would like to read it. And we get the Blue Lantern Corps symbol on the bottom front of the packaging. Here are the accessories, starting with the Blue Lantern Corps symbol base. The line work is very exact on the symbol, and these bases really make this line pop. And here is the personal power battery, and I really appreciate the metallic blue paint on this and the paint on the figure as well. There is one issue here. Even though the handle moves well, the figure cannot actually hold this accessory. The figure has no gripping hands, only a pair of fists, and this is the best that can be done in terms of posing the figure with the battery. This looks rather awkward, and I'm really perplexed that DC Direct didn't give the figure a gripping hand for this accessory. This figure represents Barry Allen's temporary induction into the Blue Lantern Corps during DC's crossover event, Blackest Night. The chest is emblazoned with the combined symbol of the Blue Lantern Corps and the Flash. Flash's uniform is comprised of an attention-grabbing metallic blue and black color scheme. And the lightning motif is still visible around the figure's waist and forearms. The muscle definition is enhanced by the metallic blue paint. And the figure has an overall collector-centric, realistic appearance. Here's a close-up of the boots, and DC Direct did an excellent job with these. Wrinkles have been sculpted in, the wings have been sculpted on the sides of the boots, and this blue metallic paint really makes these pop. Likewise, it's possible to see just how reflective this paint is with this close-up of the chest. There is no sculpting on the symbol, but I really have to give DC Direct credit here. This figure is now 15 years old, and I worried that over time, the blue section of the symbol would start to leak through on the white paint, but that has not been the case. The symbol still looks very crisp, and I'm very thankful for that. Unfortunately, the ring is underwhelming. There is some sculpting here. This definitely looks like something that is separate from the finger. It's not just paint. However, it is undersized, and as you can see with this extreme close-up, there is no sculpting of the Blue Lantern Corps symbol. There are more positives than negatives with the head sculpt. I really like the wrinkles that have been sculpted into the brow. And I really appreciate the way that DC Direct made the mask conform to the top of the head and the cheekbones. And the wings on the mask have been sculpted well. They're also painted silver, and that is comic accurate. However, the skin could have used a little more paint detail to look less plastic, and Barry also has a weird look on his face. The first word that comes to mind when describing this expression is suspicious, and I think that's somewhat of an odd choice by DC Direct. The articulation is definitely a mixed bag. There are no ankle joints, however there is rotation at the tops of the boots. There are single pin knees that can only articulate to this angle. I really wish these went up higher for a deeper running pose. The legs do not move outward. These are hinge joints, and the figure can kick forward that far, but unfortunately there is no step back motion. There's no articulation in the torso. The arms can be raised up from the shoulders this much. There's rotation at the wrists. However, I have one wrist that will not rotate, and I unfortunately know from experience not to force joints on DC Direct figures. There are single pin elbows, and they can articulate to this angle. There's bicep swiveling. The shoulder joints allow for the arms to be raised outward from the torso this much. So this is quite a wingspan, and I really appreciate this. It's also possible to get the arms to do a 360 at the shoulder joints. Be careful when gripping the head. You certainly don't want to do damage to the wings on the mask. The head looks easily from side to side. The figure can look up this much and down this much, and there is a considerable amount of head tilting. So the upper body is acceptable. I just wish that there were more articulation in the lower body. If you enjoyed this video, please check out my other Green Lantern playlists, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I would certainly appreciate it. And I'll be back with more Green Lantern content soon. But until we meet again, this has been the Emerald Enthusiast, and thanks for watching.